Two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And off we go from Denver. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready! Already here, they'll audible to something else.
Trap 60, trap 60. 18 Rattler, 18 Rat, 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Throwing now, Griffin on first down. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick six, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
They run on first down with Jackson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
From the 23, here's second down and 7. Throwing now is Rodgers. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 15. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick, 18, 5 here. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Again on second and 10, it's Griffin. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is RG3. That's laid out deep for Rice. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Griffin will throw again. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Now they'll change things up.
No gain on the play.
On second down, here's Griffin. That's caught. It's Jerry Rice. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. There's Griffin to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick, 18, 5 here. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Credit the sack to the safety, Sean Taylor. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Here's Griffin. That is incomplete.
Well, the gap man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Looked like you might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you've got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. So the 3-time Pro Bowler Javon Curse with a tackle there.
And you get selected for that game because you are a consistently dominant performer. And that's what he is. We always think about him being a pass rusher, but he can play the run as well. A guy that you just have to game plan for every week.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Reggie White. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Rodgers going to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
Now a give. This is Bo running left. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
Get 300. Get 300.
Now Rodgers. And that'll be complete to Finneran. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Now a handoff inside. It's Jackson. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Bringing it in. Jackson left side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. They run with Jackson out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for the Denver touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Broncos post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
From the gun, it's Griffin. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. This offense so far on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Griffin. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the shotgun, Griffin. But gets it right back to Mayer. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Griffin. That's laid out deep for Rice. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
They'll start here with Jackson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Going up top. They've got his man complete. A huge play there for Denver. 44 yards.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill. Now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Here's Rodgers. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. That's laid out deep for Rice. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll try the right side here with Ball, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
They'll run again with Jackson. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
26.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
At their own 15-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, there were 3 talking points at the half, partner. All of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now Griffin on second down. Flush to his right. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run, and that's a nice job there getting the safeties involved in run support.
79 Broncos. 19 Lions. Mustang 19.
On second down, Griffin. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Robinson. And this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. This defense continues to be good on third down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this, let's try to get it in the end zone?
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we can get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough. So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They run again with Jackson. Running free at the 45. Off to the races. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. 106 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. After the interception, here's Griffin. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. To throw is RG3. That one caught by Rice. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Cup 19, Buffalo 18, Panther 11, Dragon 60.
Now Griffin on first down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Reggie White just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Griffin to throw. That'll be caught by Rice.
And ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here we go. It's Griffin on 4th down. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going, and above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Again, it's Jackson as he'll stay on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. Rodgers now to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. On play action, it's Rodgers. Here's one deep for Pickens. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. They'll send Rice in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9.
19 tight, 19 tight. Warriors 17. Cut 19, cut 19.
On 2nd down, here's Griffin. Flushed out right. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
Here we go, here we go. Buffalo 18. Panther 11, Panther 11. Dragon 60.
Here's Griffin. Open man right side is Rice. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. They'll come up now on second down.
At the
Drop 60,
15-yard
drop
line.
60. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler, 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Now Griffin. That's caught. It's Jerry Rice.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
79 Broncos, 19 Lions.
Griffin. Eluding the pressure right. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Mustang 19. 60 Rattler, 60 back, 18, Pioneer. 60 Bobcat, 60 back, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They'll try and throw for it with Griffin. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Michael Bashley set to kick off.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
On the return, the Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here. To throw is Rodgers. He's got a man complete.
As my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words: make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And it'll be all smiles on Blake Street tonight. The Broncos have